Can we do a demo?
So example, I love roller coasters. I'm a really big roller coaster fan. So if I do require roller coasters,
So when do you really think this will launch?
we're saying by the end of the month.
Yeah, when's I/O?
I'm not aware actually.
It wouldn't be at I/O, right? You guys, it has nothing to do with that, but Android stuff.
Yeah, it'll be.
Could be.
Absolutely, Android 26, 27.
So here you can see that we've got we found out lots of different roller coasters, and we've gotten good pictures for them, even though these are sort of ambiguous item names. So again, we can add different columns that we want, like max speed. Then we'll go out and try to extract these.
So you just typed in free text for the column?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
you have
I
to choose one of the suggestions?
So you actually, in roller coasters, we have a pretty good suggestions, but it's actually possible to give it whatever you want, and we'll go out and attempt to fetch the answer. So we might not be successful. We might give you some sort of weird answers, but we will try.
Once you do that, does it stick in the list?
It doesn't stick in the list.
And then what is add this square?
Add to the square. So you can see, for example, roller coasters. But if I want to do something more specific, so maybe let's say Cedar Point roller coasters, which is a particular theme park, I can say Cedar Point roller coasters, and say add to this square. And then what that will do is basically do another search and add the results to the bottom of my square. So if I want to get, so if I'm looking for vacations, and I'm looking for hotels in Paris, and then I'm looking for hotels in New York, I can add them to
It'll
the
just
same
keep
square.
adding it. So you're scrolled down now on the browser.
Yeah, I'm scrolled down.
So this will be launching at I/O, you said?
I didn't say that we are going to be. We're saying that we're going to be launching it by the end of the month.
By the end of the month.
Which is the 26th or the 27th at I/O.
We'll be launching it by the end of the month.
So anything else? Anything else interesting to show here?
I think it's really interesting to see.
I didn't mean it quite the way it came out. Like just types of things it's good at, types of things it's bad at.
Okay. So, for example, I think it's sometimes interesting to look at the height for some of these things. Let's see if we can find a good example. There's some. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So you can see here that we've got height. Some of the other ones, so HTJ isn't great. Here we pulled out minimum height, which is height, but it's a little bit more specific. It's a different interpretation of what you meant. So sometimes, if I wanted to get the minimum height to ride, I could add my own column that specifically says that and target those kinds of facts specifically. In some cases, you'll see that there will be different values. I don't know if I can find a good example right now, but in some cases, there will be different examples where, for example, we'll show you the first height, the drop height, the lift height, because there are different facts about it.
What about when it comes it seems like this would be really good at comparing products. Yeah. If you do something for cameras or certain types of cameras.
Are there any particular queries that
So you can see we pulled out some cameras and we're giving you information about them.
And are you making it clear where this data is coming from? So
Yes.
like the top row, for instance, where is this data coming from?
So as you hover over each cell, you can see exactly where it's coming from. In this case, it's coming from our product catalog primarily.
Yeah.
This is so you can see other sources.
Oh, so
that
each
have
cell
information.
may be independently sourced.
That's correct. Yeah. Each cell is independently sourced, and we do try to find the best values for each cell.
Can you sort on a specific value?
At this time, you can't sort. This is a very early preview of the kinds of things we
Can you export it to a different format, like the sheets in Google Apps?
Currently, you can't. You can save your squares, and that's what we're supporting for launch.
And what does saving your squares mean? It literally for your own use, you can save it later.
Sure. Let me sign in very quickly.
You can't publish the squares, right?
So
Yeah, you can. You can share them. That's right.
Oh, you can share. Okay. I need to pay more attention.
So when you save a square, what happens is you hit the save button, and you see that it added something to your URL.
Okay.
So then if I bookmark this URL, come back to my saved square, I can also access it right here and see a list of saved squares and be taken to them.
And you can edit it and constrain the results, right? You can take a column out and then
Yeah.
say
Oh yeah.
that.
So this is totally interactive. You can remove columns, you can add columns, you can instruct us to fetch different types of columns, and we'll try our best.
What is it really bad at? Give me one query where it's just awful.
Let's see. So there are some cases where you'd think that we would be where we'd get really good results, and we don't necessarily.
How about real time?
I'm sorry.
Well, let's see
Just
what
a
he.
joke.
Real, yeah.
Let's see how National Parks does
Different post.
now. So, for example, National Parks is returning South Africa, New Zealand, but it's also getting some good ones like Grand Canyon and Everglades. So the point is that it's easy for me, even though these results aren't perfect to start out, it's easy for me to remove the ones I don't like. And as I remove them,
That's your example of the
just
worst
get better.
possible results this you return. It's got to be something like really silly.
Let's see. There are a fair number of things that we don't necessarily get exactly right. So let's see, spaceships, for example. In some cases, we just won't even. So here we've gotten some kind of funny results. These are kind of somewhat related to spaceships, but they aren't specific spaceships. They aren't exactly what I wanted.
If you go with something really general like pizza, what's going to happen?
Let's see.
Does this tie in with latitude so that for location?
No, this doesn't.
That's what I thought.
So pizza. So it definitely gets confused in some cases. It's definitely this is a very difficult problem, and so we're trying.
So
to
how would
show
you
that better.
get me a possibility to distinguish between